that Mai was banned heavily in the first match of the day, and then obviously this time around it wasn't banned in Game 1 or Game 2. Obviously played in Game 2, not played in Game 1, but this time around we do see that it is fit for ban purposes here on the side of AG Global, because Zenon, like you said, Zero, was absolutely fantastic in that Game 2 on that Mai pick. But back to the tried and tested first two bans of Season 1, which Zenon and Mijoj would be no stranger to. It is the Dolia and the Chao ban on the side of R8. But they do pick up the Motsu and the Elaine.
Yep, it's continuing on the whole strategy of having more CCs, more stuns on your team. It paid off for them for game number 2 here. But R8 wants to have that repeat performance in game number 3. AG picking up the Dun once again. Are we going to see a 66% win rate on the Dun just because of AG? Or is it going to fall down to, hey, I told you shouldn't pick this hero category once again?
We can only hope so. We can only hope so, because R8 are probably holding on to the same kind of belief we are. It's like, come on, that done, bro. we saw it before. We didn't beat it once, we can beat it this time. It's absolutely fine. But the Mayin comes through. We know that Snow loves that pick, and it seems to be tried and tested. They do like to maintain going for the Lady of the Clash lane, but DRNG is switching hands here because Ali did get banned, and it's going onto the side of R8. Will we see a better performance this time around for Ryoshi from Game 1 into Game 3? But so it's definitely going to take a lot to top his Ali performance of Game 2. Princess Frost gets banned on the side of All Gamers Global. Again, that is a wise ban, knowing that the enemy team does not have their mid lane yet. And Mai's been taken off the table. Princess Frost, they've taken Lady Chen for themselves. Will we see the likes of Zhou Yu, or will we see like a Ganon Mo come through here for Zenon? There's not really much in terms of flashy jungle picks left here.
Heino will be the perfect mid lane here for R8, as long as they pair it up with a jungler like Zilong, or something with a stun or knock up at least, because that's exactly what they need. They do go for the Gun and Mo, which is fine in the mid lane as well, and it goes along with the entire concept of having a burst in your mid lane, and then you need a bit more stun on your jungle. So can't say I hate the Gun and Mo. Definitely does fit into the role. You did call that out as well. So we did see a lot of very flashy plays on the Gun and Mo in Season 1 with a lot of crucial steals. Let's see if it's going to happen again here in Season 2.
Yeah, I mean, paired with Emotsu, it's going to be a match made in heaven, because if Mijoj can land those first skill CCs, and then we can see the couple's blades come through from the Ganon Mo, and we know how much damage those couple blades can do.
Oh, yeah.
He's just got to make sure he can maintain the distance from the Zhongfei and the Dun, because again, those are two big engage heroes going into All Gamers Global's team comp here, and we get a pick. I don't actually think we've even seen this before in any of the tournaments. Agudo is gracing the Gorge and on the jungle as well. So R8 cooking up something. The coach here, young coach boy, he's got the Agudo. He knows what's his team's got to do. He's like, I've made the decision, you execute it. And we'll see how this pairs into R8's Game 3.
Yeah, they needed a little bit more frontline, they needed more tank, and Agudo definitely helps in that regard. Does not have the CCs that I was really hoping for. A lot less CCs, not completely devoid of it. But, you know, having the extra body in the front will help the Gun and Mo tremendously. And the Savage growth will also help set up good couple blades there from the Gun and Mo as well.
Yeah, again, like you said, there's not as much CC on the side of R8, which we thought was like their key sort of recipe or key ingredient to their Game 2 victory. But this time around, they only really have the Motsu. They have, obviously, DRNG's ultimate CC as well. You can kind of class Ganon Mo's not back as a CC. But then you also do have a lane with a Death on Sunset. So being able to try and like traverse the whole team fights, as we saw in Game 1, it wasn't quite executed the way that I think R8 hoped it would. But to try and get onto the back line of Lady Sun or Lady Chen, that's vital, because once Zhang Fei uses that unbridled rage and dives in, you're going to want somebody that can dive past that beast and hopefully just melt down the Lady Sun and the Lady Chen, because then that's most of your damage done.
The lane and Agudo definitely fits in towards that category, and Gun and Mo can ignore it, can ignore the Zhang Fei a little bit and just go for the backlines. But you know, it's a hard thing to call. I don't see a lot of Agudo being played at the highest level. It's definitely a very interesting hero for me in this matchup as well. Let's see how it goes. Agudo against Dun is going to be a very interesting matchup. Both in the jungle, both here we have it. Both of them is gonna have to carry the weights of their team early on, and which one will do better, let's wait and see.
Yeah, it's definitely not the conventional jungle picks we saw from Season 1. Everyone trying to gun for Lamb, or anybody a little bit more flashy like the Jing and stuff like that. Like, none of these heroes have even came and played yet onto the Gorge, but we've seen an Agudo before a Jing. Let that settle in, Zero.
That is absolutely not something that we expect. Even a Agudo before Lamb is more surprising. I mean, Jing, we did see a ban out of it at least, but Lamb has just been completely ignored throughout this point. So that is something unexpected for sure. Agudo is not your typical jungler. Instead of killing the minions, he sort of absorbs them, captures them into this little cave hole. I don't know what you call it, but definitely very interesting to see.
Yeah, no, he definitely sneaks them into a pouch somewhere and just takes them and wisps them and summons them somewhere else when he needs them. But that is the whole shtick of Guido. That's his mechanic. He stacks them up as his passive as well. So let's see how that actually does in this game. But I'm really interested. I'm glad that Day 1 has brought so much flavor so far, is because again, we just didn't want to see another repeat of Season 1. We've had a few more heroes being picked through. Luara actually not being picked up yet. I'm guessing it's because they've had a lack of time to actually scrim with the hero. But I've still got hope and high hopes that she does come through for one of the Brazilian teams or even the Argentinian team, Osiris, today. But yep, so far it seems to be a little bit of a slower match, because both of these teams know what's on the line in this Game 3, because this just dictates who's going to be at the top of Group B by the end of it.
Yeah, absolutely. None of these teams want to take an early L in this group stage, and I say they don't. I say they don't want to take an early loss, but then they come out with these heroes that's completely not what we expect. Is an interesting position to be in. Oh, huge damage coming from the Gun and Mo, and Zeiss has to back off down to half health almost immediately.
Yes, and that's the thing about the Lady Sun as well, is that you have to make sure you can make it to the late game. I mean, they proved it last game that they could make it to the late game, but are they going to make it to the late game in this Game 3? Because that's where that little lady shines. Oh, the flash away from Zenon is not going to be enough. We see that Myosotis picks up the first blood in the mid lane onto the Gan and Mo. So a different story, a little bit of a different painting this time around in Game 3, looking a little similar to Game 1.
Yeah, a bit of nerves coming in towards Xenon there. He flashed in towards the wrong direction, didn't really create the space that he needed to survive that, and he's going to pay with his life, giving an early start here to AG. And we've seen AG, once they were off to a hot start, that's when they're the scariest.
Yeah, if you give this team an inch, they'll take a mile, and it's already seeming that way with the goal difference, because we're already seeing a bigger goal difference than they did in Game 2, going into the 4th minute, which is obviously going to be a sure sign that AG Global are going to play this match a lot better than what they did in Game 2. I mean, there's no Athena pick. That pick is really sort of like, I feel like it's just an underestimating your enemy team pick. Zenon does not want to be caught out here. He guards Grave out of there, oh, the beauty of that kill from, I believe it was Liv there. Yes, the Lady Chen getting the kill in the mid lane.
Yeah, they did have to pop Qingling's ultimate there, but that was very much worth it. Allowed them to go straight for the Tyrant, getting the first map objective there for the side of All Gamers Global. And the snowball continues, almost down to a 2,000 net worth difference in this early on in the game.
Yeah, no, it's looking a little bit shaky here for R8 in the early game. They haven't yet picked up their favorite jungle objective, which is that Overlord. They are still ruminating and going up towards it, it seems. They are still a little bit hesitant whether they should go for it, maybe try and push a lane here, but still they are definitely not looking as confident in this early game as they were game 2. There is plenty of hesitation, and to be honest, I was on about AG Global. If you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. Just a little bit of hesitation, they are going to witness it. They're going to sniff it out like sniffer dogs and be like, aha, this team, they are not too sure what they want to be doing with this team comp. And already Zay's showing that game 2 potential, game 1 potential, taking down the first tier turret in the farm lane once again, already looking to put an assault onto the second tier turret again, which is just classic Lady Sun Zay's gameplay.
Yeah, tier 2 bottom lane down the half health. Zay's really trying to get that early on before the 6-minute mark. They're just really trying to one-up their own records at this point, and it's gonna go down before the 6-minute mark. That the creeps are gonna get it. Yes, they are.
Yep, the minions definitely getting that love tap on that second tier turret. But again, this is the MO of some of these teams, but it only seems to be on the Lady Sun because, again, for those watching at home that have never played Lady Sun, she is a late game hero. If you can get her to activate a lot sooner than you normally can, that's going to only benefit you in finishing the game a lot sooner than you thought you could. Because, again, giving over the gold to Lady Sun, giving over the kills to Lady Sun is going to be a lot better than giving it over to, I don't know, say, Zhang Fei.
Absolutely. I mean, Zhang Fei, sure, you know, is a hero that I actually enjoy watching him play as well. Just so much utility on the support, but he doesn't need the gold to really do what he wants to. Oh, lots of damage being dealt towards the lane, forced to pop the ultimate, and he will be able to back up from that. But that is one huge team fight ultimate not available for the side of R8, and AG is going to definitely capitalize on this momentum.
Yeah, already circulated around that mid lane turret as well. Already catching out Ryochi, then Zenon as well. 2 huge damage dealers, and down goes Mijoj as well. Shihab looking pretty low. Ah, this could be another pre-10-minute finisher, I think. Zero, it seems. 5 kills up, 0 kills onto the side of R8. It seems like that team comp, that double knockup is their one-trick pony. That Death on Sunset trying to save a lane there, but it's not. Oh, it is enough just to save him. He's able to get out of there, but is the death of a hero equal to a death of that mid lane turret, second tier turret? I don't think so. This is seeming to be shaping up like a quick victory here for All Gamers Global.
Yep, 6,000 net worth in 7 minutes is absolutely huge. No more tier 2 towers left standing for the R8 side as well. Not boding well at this point, and Devil was able to land such a huge route, such a huge CC on towards the back lines of R8. Definitely just created a huge opportunity for Snow to go towards the back line, deal the damage that he needs to deal, and was able to take that very convincing engagement, and opens up the entire map for Myosotis to start stealing these buffs as well.
Yeah, 8 minutes in, you don't want your jungle being open up to your enemy team, because again, the acquisition of gold and the rotations, and not only that, the more important thing is the ganks that are available now to the side of All Gamers Global is just unfathomable to the side of R8, because a lot of their heroes on their team don't really have a get-out mechanic. I mean, you have the cleanse on the Derenji, you have the Death on Sunset for the Elaine. There's only so far that Guard the Grave can push you away from a sticky situation, which we've already seen that Dun can nullify and negate, but Zhang Fei getting face checked there in that bush. But again, this is Zhang Fei. He's got shield for days. They aren't going to do real much there to upset the side of AG Global already. But we're seeing 2 lanes already looking to be assaulted to the higher ground turret here. Will we see a high ground turret fall before that 10-minute mark? A lane going in with that Death on Sunset, trying to push them away, trying to clear that minion wave, and they successfully have done it now, because there's no minion wave to push those higher ground turrets for the side of AG Global. But that mid lane has been left and disregarded. They are looking to just recuperate and then go again. Fortunately for R8, they was able to keep them at the gate.
Yep, good defense there by R8, not really committing too much, just a couple of ultimates, and they didn't lose any of their members. And did manage to keep the tower's HP alive very healthily as well. So all things considered, that was a very good engagement there by R8. Still a 6,000 net worth lead being held there by the AG side, and they will have the next objectives around the map open if they want to try and go take it, because it doesn't seem like R8 is anywhere close to be able to take a convincing team fight yet.
Yeah, no, I've not seen really much functionality from the Agudo pick here. It's not filling me with much confidence going forward for the rest of the Season 2 Invitational, it seems. It may have just been like, coach is like, yeah, pick it, it'll be fine, but the execution just wasn't quite there. But then, if you look over to the side of AG Global's roster, they've got the team comp, sorry, they've got the Dun, they've got the big engage from the Zhongfei as well. So again, maybe if they wanted to play the Agudo, maybe banning the Zhongfei probably would have been something that would have been a lot better for them. Or R8 was hoping for the Zhongfei pick up themselves. But again, this is a support hero that definitely tips the scales of victory because he has the unbridled rage, just like we saw there. There comes all that shield, all that health coming through. The higher ground turret in the clash lane does fall, and it looks like the mid wave is looking to pick up that mid high ground turret as well, and Zaze is able to finish off that high ground turret. So now two lanes are going to have super minions going through to this 11th minute.
Yep. Huge ultimate there by Zhang-Fei. Not really as an engagement, but sort of like just pushed them away, making sure that his teammates were able to get that tier 3 tower up in the top was absolutely huge, enabled them to open up the map. And they took that fight without losing any members, which is exactly what AG was hoping for, because that means they can continue under pressure and finish off the bottom tier 3 tower.
Yeah, they just seem to be just going in, doing as much damage as possible, going back out, waiting for the minion wave, and going back in. As we can see here in the farm lane, they are looking to take that higher ground turret in the farm lane. It looks like it's going to be an easy feat, as well as we see that Lady Shen is able to pick up the backline. Ganamo there also. Zhongfei takes down as well. That is a 3-0 takedown for the side of All Gamers Global. They are not done yet. Modsu with the last Hail Mary attempt to keep the crystal alive. Aguido is not going to be that hero.